So we are transitioning from the month of Tammuz to the month of Av. Tammuz was the hush, the sense of sight, where we elevate and rectify our sight. And we're heading towards Av, this new moon, which will be on Wednesday. And this is a time where we elevate the hush, the sense of listening. So Tammuz and Av are paired together in a lot of ways, and they're known in Eicha as the two weeping eyes. There's a lot of debate in philosophy and in Jewish history over what is greater, the sense of sight or hearing, and there's a lot of back and forth there. The Tammuz sense of sight is connected to the right brain of Yud in Hashem's name, the spark. You see sight in a flash. And Tammuz is connected to the left, or Av, this coming month is connected to the left brain of communication, and namely listening. And in Hashem's name, in the divine permutation, that's connected to the Hay. So sound has so much significance in Judaism, in Torah. The Torah itself is called a shira, a song. In the temple, the Levim would play their music. King David, who wrote the Tehillim, played the harp. And most significantly, in Kabbalah, the creation of the world happens through speech, through sound. The divine letters are the building blocks of creation, and they sustain and animate the world. And just like our body has a visual body and a soul, a Hebrew letter has a visual shape, the structure, and then the inner vibration and the inner pulse. And science has caught up to Kabbalah and sees that the whole world is vibrating at every moment. There's an oscillation. Nothing is stable. And that's because there's this sound is really the source of all of creation. And our bodies resonate at different frequencies. When we're healthy, we are in synchronicity with our surroundings, and we vibrate at a natural healing frequency. And illness and stuckness comes when our frequency is disturbed or stuck. And so the power of sound brings us back to the healing frequencies of creation. And there's a very beautiful Kabbalistic book known as Perek Shira, the Song of Creation. And this idea is that all of creation is constantly singing praises to Hashem at every single moment. There's the song of the grasses, there's the song of the birds, even the song of the stones, and it goes through each creation. And the question is, can we tune in to this powerful divine song, this frequency that goes back to the source of all sound, our creator? And can we join in? Can we join our voices in this song of creation and restore our healing frequencies to resonate at a very healthy vibration where we are alive and breathed into with life? Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach says that the world is constantly being sung into existence by the Creator. So every breath we inhale the song of the divine. So we will do a flow on the 3 mother letters of sound. So in the 22 letters of the alphabet, we have the 3 mother letters where all the other sounds are derived from. And then we have the 12 simple letters, which are connected to each of the months. And then we have the double letters. So for the sake of this practice, we will focus on the 3 mother letters of all sound and where they reside in the body. So I'll give you an overview and then we'll bring it into the body through flow. So just a little background on these 3 letters. We have the sh, the and the ah. So it's not necessarily the Hebrew letters, the shin, the mem, and the aleph, but more so the sounds and how they feel in the body and what frequency they resonate. And a scientific test even showed that the Hebrew letters, when brought to do a test on their sound waves, really closely vibrated the sound that looked like the external letter. So a mem looked like a mem. So the power of the sound is what we're going to focus on in our flow today. So we have the sh sound, and this is the element of fire. We have the sound. This is the element of mayim, of water. And then we have the sound, and this is the element of avir, air. These three sounds are also, they represent all of the sounds because the is the beginning of all creation, of all sounds. It's like the exhale before the letters. So the is the source of all sounds. The mem is the end of all sound, because when you end a word, you close the mouth. That's the closing. And the sh is the synthesis of sound and silence. Because what do we do when we want to quiet? We sh. So it's this space in between. And Av is a time where we connect with the divine through the presence of receiving, because listening is a form of receiving. So we have all of these three sounds. Sometimes we connect to Hashem through the sound, sometimes through the silence, and the sh brings that together. Now, these three sounds also connect to the columns in the tree of life with our spherot system. So the sh is the Aish of fire, like I mentioned, and that connects to Gevura, restrain and boundaries. Then we have the Mem on the right side, which is Mayim, like I mentioned, and that's Chesed. That's unboundless giving and expansion, like water. And then the is the Tiferes, the wind, Avir, which balances the two sides together. And these three words, as you know, create the famous word in our tradition, Shema. And it's no coincidence that the three mother letters are in this word, Shema, which means to listen, to pay attention, to internalize, and to deeply be a container for. This is what we declare Shema Yisrael. The Shema sounds also teach us how to listen, because in the month of Av, we practice receiving another person's story. It's not a time to speak, it's a time to listen and open our vessels to receive someone else's pain and suffering, and also their story. So the process of this begins with the sh sound, and that is first just sheket, being quiet, removing our ego and holding a container to receive someone else and listen to the inner messages that the person is saying. So first is just quieting yourself, receiving from another. The next stage is the sound. And this is after we've heard someone. The is like the recognition, the empathy, like, I got you, I hear you. And that's crucial to connect with where they are. And a lot of us here are yoga teachers or healers or therapists of some sort. And so this is a really important stage of connecting with the other person. And then the final stage is responding with wisdom. And these are the three stages of Shema, of listening. So we'll begin going through all of these sounds through a flow. And if that was a lot for you, I also have the source sheet for the letters of the Shema that I'm happy to give out so that you can see those elements a little bit more clearly and you can study it. There's so much more to those three sounds, but just as a taste so that we know the depth of the sound. And the most important part that I forgot, and is the most crucial part, is these three sounds, according to Sefer Yetzirah, the Book of Formation, are sourced in the body. How beautiful. Whenever I see something so embodied like this in Jewish text, I'm so excited, and it inspired my flow today. So the sh sound, according to Sefer Yetzirah, the Book of Kabbalah, is sourced in the mind. The is in the low belly, which actually looks like a womb, the mem. And the is the lungs and the chest. And so we feel these sounds, and they animate and bring life to our body. So we will begin with the sound. So let's sit on the heels. And the verse of this month of is when Moshe is speaking to the people, and he says, Hashakes Shema Yisrael Hayom. Be quiet and listen to the people, for you are the people of the Lord. So the verse that sustains this month, that is the main verse for the whole month, begins with Hashakes, and that starts with the quieting of the mind. So let's bring the hands to the third eye. And we'll take a deep inhale, and this is the sound of the fire. So visualizing a flame in the mind's eye. This flame that is quieting the mind. This is a meditation approach called Hashkata, to quiet the mind. So letting any thoughts that are distracting you be refocused by this divine flame in the mind's eye. And we'll inhale the hands above us, and the exhale will be a like a mother quiets her child, just soothing the thoughts of the mind. We'll do that 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, sweep the hands high, palms together. Exhale. 2 more times at your own pace. Feeling the vibrations of the sound in the mind, like you're widening the space between the hemispheres with this divine fire. Beautiful. 1 more. Now we'll come into all fours. Press the palms down. Inhale, heart forward, crown lift. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale, touch the toes together, curve the spine, press the forehead down. Feeling this third eye space under the forehead. And we'll inhale, fill up the lungs, and exhale. Feeling the sound in the mind, quieting the brain. Gaze forward, inhale, scoop the heart up, widen the heels away from each other, crown lifts. And then exhale, into child's pose. Forehead presses down. You can visualize the shin in the mind's eye or a divine flame, soothing and quieting the mind. Again, inhale, scoop the heart forward, crown lifts, tops of feet pressing down. Exhale. Keep going, pulling up on the inhale. And on the exhale, as the forehead returns to the earth. Let your body be a listening vessel as you flow. Your whole body becomes a receiver of any messages. This moving meditation is really a form of deep listening. Listening to the sounds of your breath. Listening to the movements. Listening to anything arising in the subtle body, in the organs. Before we can pay attention to others, first we have to be deeply aware of our inner world and listen to what's inside. One more cycle, really tuning inwards, being a listening presence for your own body. And coming into all fours, we'll tuck the toes and lift the hips, sink the heels. Tuning our ears to the soundscape around us. Noticing any sounds coming in. Listening to the furthest sounds away from us. And then listening to the closest sounds right nearby. And finally, listening to the breath running in our body, the sound of the heartbeat, maybe the sound of the gut or any movement of the organs. Let's walk the palms back to the tops of the toes, forward folds, keeping this fire visual in the mind's eye. As you fold, you're quieting the mind, releasing from the hips all the way through the crown. And gently rocking right and left, letting the mind's voice and chatter just gently come into a hashkata, a quietude. Inhale as we slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae and walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, palms to the sky, press them together. Exhale to the third eye, sounding out that clearing any cobwebs of the mind. And inhale, sweep the hands up, and that sound will come all the way down. Palms to the mat. Inhale, flat back, crown lifts. The quietness of the mind begins to slow things down around us. And exhale, palms to the mat, step into all fours. Drop the belly, inhale, breathe in through the nostrils. Exhale, round the spine, sit bones to heels. Inhale, scoop the heart forward, widen the heels. Exhale, tuck the toes, sink the heels. Letting the body create silence. And it's from the silence that all creativity emerges from, creating more inner space with every breath of quietude. Inhale, step the right foot forward, left knee down. Sink the hips. Exhale the hips down towards the ground. Inhale, palms above us. And exhale through the third eye. Press it down. Right knee back. Inhale, scoop the heart up. Exhale, sit bones to heels, forehead lowers. Inhale, slide it forward. Exhale, tuck the toes, heels come back. Walk the hands of the heels towards the toes. Bend the knees. And begin to raise up with that quiet mind. So much space between our thoughts as we walk on forward. Inhale, hands above us. Exhale to the third eye. Inhale, sweep that quiet space around us. Exhale, palms to the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, palms down, knees to the earth. Inhale, guide the heart forward. Exhale, sink it back, child's pose, forehead down, briefly. Inhale, slide the skin of the hands back towards the knees. Lift through the crown. Exhale, tuck the toes, sink the heels. Take a few unhurried breaths, inviting in the of quiet. Just like the mother soothes her child, gently soothing yourself back into peace and harmony. Look forward, step the left foot through as the right knee lowers. Inhale, palms up above the crown. Exhale, down to the mat. Slide the knee back. Inhale, rock the hips up. Exhale, curve the spine, forehead presses to the mat as a reminder to focus on the divine fire in the mind's eye and the sense of gavura, which is an inward bound spiritual commitment towards yourself. So turn the gaze inwards. This is not about looking outwards or giving outwards yet. It's about drawing awareness in. Inhale, pull the heart forward, skin of the palms back. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, and sink the heels. Nice. Inhale, right leg lifts nice and high. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Lower the left knee. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, down to the mat. Slide the right knee back. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round the spine, sink the hips. Inhale, pull it forward and up. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, heels down. Walk the hands back towards the toes, folding forward, and then inhale, rising all the way up. Walking to the top of the mat. Inhaling, hands up. Exhale. Inhale, sweep the palms up. And exhale. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, back to the knees. You know where to go. If your body was attuned, what would it sound like? Inhale the heart forward. Exhale, back, sink the heels. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hips up and back. Last side with this flow. Step the left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale, palms up, moving your body like a sound. Exhale. Slide the knee back. Heart lifts forward. And curve the spine, sink the heels. Inhale, glide the heart. Exhale into downward facing dog. Heightening our awareness of attention to all the details happening right now, every movement, the sound of the breath, the feeling within as the sounds reverberate in our body. And we'll come into the next sound of ah. So breathe in through the nose and open mouth, exhale. Ah. Nice. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Left heel down. And we'll sweep the palms up to warrior one. And exhale, open mouth. Hands to the mat. Lower the left knee. Slide it back to all fours. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, curve the spine, sink the hips. So this letter, the sound of ah, is the element of wind. So feeling the breath pass through your body. The element and sphira of Tiferet, this breath that brings balance and harmony and healing. And any exhale, I invite you to bring that audible sound of the ah. Inhale, glide it forward. Exhale, hips up and back. Other side, inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it through to the top of the mat. Right heel down, press into your feet. Inhale, the palms nice and high. Lift through the chest where the sound is located. And exhale, ah, pour it down. Lower the right knee, slide it back. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, curve and sink. Inhale, pull the heart forward, lift the crown. Exhale, hips up and back. And like I said before, this is the sound that is the origin of all creation. So where God's exhale ends, our inhale begins. So feel into this sound and how it animates all of the universe, that animates our body with life, that breathes into us a divine soul. And this time we'll add on to the flow. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step the right foot through, left heel down. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, palms down. Now arrange the footing for warrior two. So heel intercepts the back arch of the foot. Inhale, open the arms nice and long. Bring the palms to the opposite shoulders. Breathe into this chest space of ah. And then exhale, extend the arms nice and long. Again, inhale, cross palms to shoulder tips. And exhale, feel how that sound reverberates in your body. One more time. Open the right palm, flip it up and back. Lift out of that right side hip. And exhale into side angle, breath, extended side angle. So push the palm right in the inner foot. Press the shoulder into the inner knee and lift the fingertips high. If you want to go deeper, press them over the crown. So the outer edge of the heel to the fingertips are extending nice and long. Return to the inner gaze of the breath, like you're floating on the waves of your breath. Nice. And then turn forward. Bring the left palm to the inside of the foot, top of the foot down into lizard pose. You can keep your palms here, or you can come onto a block, onto your forearms, or all the way onto the mat, wherever you are. Deepen into your exhales as a way to connect to the Sphira of Tiferet, of harmonious beauty. And let every exhale release heaviness from the heart. Tammuz was such a tough month and harsh and heavy, but the bright side is Av. The beginning of Av is just as harsh and intense, but on the full moon, it shifts to this lighter chesed, easy energy. So the more we can be present and connected to our pain and our hardship now, the more we can approach the full moon of Tu B'Av, which is the holiday of love, with full love, with full connection. And Tu B'Av is a time where our ability to listen is heightened, which is the opportune time to find love or to reconnect to the love in our own life. So being connected to this present moment, whether it feels good or ugly, breathing through. And you can remove the blocks if you have them. Bring the right arm over that right knee, slide it back to all fours. Pull the heart forward as the hips rise, the crown lifts, the ears are level, and the eyes are soft. Exhale, cat spine, toes together, sink the hips over the heels. Inhale through the nose, open mouth, exhale. Inhale, pull the heart forward. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, sink the heels. Sensing the space around you, sensing the soundscape around you, softening the inner membrane of the ear, where the hair follicles conduct sound. This very inwards place. And we'll inhale the left leg high. Exhale, gaze forward and step it through. Right heel lowers. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Warrior one, palms together, lift the chest. Exhale, palms to the mat. Set up for warrior two. And sweep the arms, cross the palms over the shoulders. Inhale to connect to the ah of the lungs and the chest space. And exhale, ah. Inhale. Exhale, extend the arms, ah. One more, inhale. Exhale, ah. Flip the palm, sweep it up and over, slide the hand down the outside of the shin. Left knee is hovering over that left heel, reaching through the fingertips. And then exhale, palm to the inside of the foot for extended side angle. Reach the fingertips high and then over the crown. Press into the outer edge of the right heel. Ride the river of your breath. Listen to the texture of your breath. And then bring the palm down, right knee lowers. Lizard on the other side, either coming onto the blocks or forearms. If you want, you can open the left knee so you're on the outer edge of that left foot. Just bringing gratitude to the ears, this sense of the month, and how this sense was our very first sense that we ever discovered in utero. It is the primordial sense. Before we saw, before we touched, we heard our mother. We heard her voice. We heard the sound of the water in the womb. And science has shown that when a baby is born, she recognizes her mother's voice. So when we tune into sound, we come back to this very soothing place of being rocked by our mother. And Kabbalah teaches that the world is the womb of Hashem. So the sounds open us up to the Divine Mother, remembering that we are being rocked by the Divine Mother. Let the hips rock right and left. Just feel how that opens your awareness to this womb-like space of the universe. And Kabbalah teaches that all of creation is constantly tuning in to the sounds of the Creator, the source of all sound. Let's lift out of that lizard pose, left hand around, slide the knee back. Inhale, glide the heart forward. Exhale, curve the spine, navel lifts in, touch the toes together, sink the hips over the heels. Inhale, pull yourself forward and up. Exhale, tuck the toes, hips up and back, sink the heels. Let's walk the palms back towards the toes. Open mouth, exhale. Letting this breath of Hashem sweep through our whole body, from the hips to the crown. Inhale as we slowly roll all the way up with gratitude to the sense of listening. Walk to the top of the mat, inhale, hands up, and exhale all the way down. Palms to the earth. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, palms down, lower the knees. Inhale, guide the heart forward. And exhale, let's come right into downward facing dog. We'll go through that flow, breath to movement. As soon as you know this cycle, I encourage you to fade away my voice so that you can tune into your own body. to your own inner knowingness. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step it through, warrior one. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, hands over the chest. Breathe in here. Just one time, exhale, extend open. Flip the palm, send it up and back. Inhale. And exhale, extended side angle. And for the purpose of this flow, we'll come forward, inhale into a twist instead of lizard. Exhale, palm down. Left knee lowers, send the right knee back. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, child, as you curve the spine. Inhale, forward. And exhale, down dog. Walk the palms back to the toes. Roll on up nice and slow as you walk to the top of the mat. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, Inhale, flat back. Exhale, palms down. Step back to the knees. Inhale, glide the heart forward. And exhale, we'll come into a down dog. Other side, inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it through. Right heel down, inhale, palms up. Warrior one. Exhale, palms to the earth. Inhale, sweep up to warrior two. Exhale, cross the palms. Inhale, breathe into the chest. Exhale, extend. Inhale, flip the palm up. And exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, twist to the left. Circle the arm back and touch it to the mat. Right knee lowers, slide it back to all fours. Inhale, glide the heart forward. Exhale, curve the spine, sink the hips. Inhale, glide it forward, pull the palms in. Exhale, hips off and back, sink the heels. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, gaze forward and step it through. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, palms to the mat. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cross the palms. Inhale, breathe into your chest, your heart space. Exhale, Inhale, flip up and back. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, twist to the right. And circle it back, palm to the mat. Left knee lowers, right knee back. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, curve the spine, sink the hips. Listen to your heartbeat. Follow the rhythm of your breath. Inhale, pull yourself forward. Exhale, tuck the toes, heels back. Walk the palms to the toes. Fold forward. Inhale, roll all the way up. Sweeping the palms as you walk forward. And exhale. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, palms lower. Step it back. All fours. Inhale, like someone's pulling a string on your heart, bringing it forward. Exhale, navel in, sink the hips. And inhale, pull yourself forward. Exhale, down dog. I hope that you can tune my voice out now and listen to your own body as we go through this Last, final side. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step it through. Even if you're doing different movements, just follow your own body, tuning in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, fill yourself up. Exhale. Inhale, flip the palm. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, forward. Exhale, twist. Circle the arm back. Slide it back. Beautiful. I hear the sounds you're all making. Lift through the crown. Exhale. Forehead to the earth. Inhale, pull yourself up. Exhale, sink the hips up and back. Notice how that movement created a shift in your energetic, subtle body. Notice if the sounds are received differently to you. And perhaps your ability to pay attention is accentuated. So any sounds of footsteps or movements on the mat, pour your awareness into those sounds. We'll gaze forward or hop, jump, or step to the top of the mat. Sink the hips. Inhale, lift the palms as the hips sink low into chair. Keep the breath nice and steady. And then inhale, straighten the legs, lift the palms. And exhale, we're gonna just collapse forward. Like a wave washing through us. Let's try it again. Sink the hips. Inhale, the palms up. Lift the knees. And just fall, collapsing forward. One more time. Inhale. And then full inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Bring the knees down. Let's come on to that right side. So right palm, right knee, and left heel are in line. Full side body stretch. Sweep the arm up and over. Just let your body hang in silence. Feeling the reverberation of the sounds and movements you made. Opening your body like a vessel to pay attention, to deeply listen to yourself so that we can better listen and pay attention to others. And we'll switch sides. Let's come into all fours and then flip sides so that the left palm, the left knee, the right heel are in a line. Inhale the hand up and over. Let the fingertips drop towards the mat, like you're yawning the side body out. Spreading the light of awareness over your fingers and over your toes. Nice. And coming onto a seat, bringing the hands to the low belly. We'll come into the next sound, which is our mem sound, resembling the womb. This is our mayim, our water, our intuition, and it deeply resembles the womb and the mikvah They deeply resemble each other. There's a lot Kabbalistically and physically in common. And the mikveh means to gather. And this is a place where we gather all of our wisdom, our personal understanding, all the insight from even before we were born, stored here in the mem low belly wisdom. Breathing into the palms, visualizing that and we'll take a few humming sounds. It's no coincidence that it sounds like Om. Kabbalistically, it is what the prophets used to attain a state of prophecy and Chachma consciousness. So let's breathe in, fill the belly up, and then gently hum under the palms in your low belly. Feeling that vibration under the palms. And we'll come into Sphinx pose, keeping our awareness on the low belly. Breathing in water-like breaths that rinse our system with this intuitive consciousness. And prophets were able to receive the sounds of the divine because they connected here to their low belly awareness. Filling the belly up with every breath and keeping our sense of sound activated by pressing the fingers into the ground and hearing the pitter-patter of the fingers, keeping ourselves attentive to this moment. Deepen the arch of the back bend by hugging the elbow tips back and pulling the heart forward, lifting the chin, ears level over the shoulders, throat is gently opening. And the mem is our place of deep knowingness, where we can trust in our innate wisdom, like a mikvah of gathering right within us. You can also come deeper by lifting the elbows, anchoring through the pelvic, pubic bone, and then arching the back, softening the shoulders, softening the gaze. And exhale, collarbones all the way down. Press the forehead to the mat. Sternum resting on the mat. Feeling all three energy points pressing into the ground, from the shin of the forehead to the ah of the chest and lungs, and the of the low belly. All of these wisdom centers. And turning our inner ear to our body, attuning ourselves to this wisdom. You can bend the knees, hold on to the tops of the feet, and lift the chest, lift the heels. Let the shoulders draw back as you hug the knees in. Let the breath rock you forward and back like a boat. And then drop the knees. We'll lift up into an upward facing dog. Roll the shoulders back. And then sink the hips. Our last child's pose for today. Soften the elbows, and we'll stay here for a little bit longer. Reaching the fingertips forward as the hips pull back and down. And we'll bring all these three letters now into the body. So on the inhale, we'll fill up with breath. And on the exhale, we'll go through the 3 letters in the order of Shema, which means to listen, to pay attention. So inhale, fill up the breath. Exhale. Ah. Nice. How does that feel? Let's try that again. Inhale, fill up with breath. Ah. One more time. Feeling the sounds vibrate in your body. Ah. And now just settle here in quietude as you integrate those sounds into your being, into your breath, the fire of the mind, the air of the chest, and the water of the womb and low belly, receiving these divine sounds. And we'll slowly come onto the low back, laying down, bringing a block with you. And we'll place that block under the hips. So at any level, it can be flat or it can be medium length. Or if you're wanting a deeper heart opener, you can go all the way. So find your level. If you don't have a block, you can also just put a pillow or a rolled up blanket under the low back. Let the elbows drop into the ground, but place the palms on the low belly. Close the eyes and visualize here your womb. Connect to this deep space. The Torah says, before we were born, we learned all of the secrets of the universe in the womb. And when we came out, the angels made us forget by flicking right above the lip. But we experienced beautiful mysteries in the low belly, in the womb, connecting here, connecting to the wisdom that we may not consciously remember, but when we listen deeply, we can follow our inner guidance. And we can get here when we leave the thinking mind and allow ourselves to dwell in our lower energy centers, massaging the organs with the breath. And this also revitalizes our kidney health, which is the body part of this month of Av. And we'll gently remove the block from beneath you. Press the soles of the feet together, and you can take both of those blocks or pillows, if you have them, under the tops of the thighs. Press the feet together. Keep the hands on the low belly. So you're resting here, deepening into your energy centers. Allow yourself to relax. And we're told of the story of Elijah, the prophet, who goes to a mountain to find the presence of Hashem, the Creator. It says in Kings, but the Lord was not in the wind, and after the wind, an earthquake. The Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still small voice. So we can experience a glimmer of this unified reality when we are quiet enough to hear this still small voice of revelation, of the Creator's voice within all of creation. And in Kabbalah, it says, in deep calm, you can hear the sounds of creation, singing God's praise at every moment. We begin by listening to the voice inside of us, this godly voice that's directing us towards all of goodness and all of unity. So from here, we're going to come into final relaxation. If you're comfortable where you are, stay here in a supported supine position. Other option is for you to take a bolster under the spine and gently open the heart as the shoulders come back, like this. Or you can just lay flat. So the ultimate quietude in our tradition is Shabbos, Shabbat. And the root of Shavasana, this final relaxation pose, is Shabbat. So allow yourself to find any position that's comfortable. And I'm going to turn up the sound bath for about 5 minutes. And Kabbalah teaches that sound impacts us on 3 levels of the soul. These are the 3 embodied levels. The world of Tenuah, of movement, only impacts these 3 levels, but they impact them very deeply and in different ways. So I want you to notice these 3 levels as we go through the sound bath. So the first level is the nefesh, the very embodied soul that animates our movements and our physical being. So here, sound reorganizes our cells and our vibrations and all of our systems in harmony. Just the physical reaction of our bodies to the healing sounds. And then our ruach is the next level, known as wind or spirit. And in this level, sound, especially music, but really any healing sounds like crystal bowls, the sound of creation, impacts us by moving us emotionally. So opening the heart, and ruach is this craving for self-expression. So it brings us into that movement of being creative and expressive of our innermost self. And then the level of the neshama, this is the intellectual soul. So notice how the music impacts the neshama, and it says that it impacts it by cognitive and intellectual ways. So it clears the mind, creates more space and ease in the mind's eyes. So sound healing is returning all of these back to its natural healing state. I'll turn it up for the last 5 minutes. When you're ready, you can slowly move your block or bolster to the side and roll to the side, cradling your head and your elbows. Again, resembling a fetus in the womb, just listening to the sounds of our mother's voice, to her rhythm walking, to the waters in the womb around us. And feeling that same comfort, knowing that we are being rocked by the waves, the sounds, waves of the divine. And gently lift up to standing, first seated. Hands to the knees, drop down to the heart. Rabbi Nachman says the heart hears. It's not just our ears that are listening this month. It's our heart that is paying attention. It's our whole body that's internalizing the messages and the story of the universe. And Av is a time of compassion. Compassion for the suffering of ourselves and for everyone around us. The word for compassion means come, being present with, passion, suffering. So being present with our own suffering and with the suffering of the people closest to us, we can be a container for their story and be a source of be a listening ear and be a source of healing for them just by holding space and listening deeply. So I bless us that this first half of the month, we can work through the hard grief and sorrow and difficulty so that by Tu B'Av, the full moon, we can go out and find lasting love or reconnect to the love in our life that's already there. And that comes through building our vessels of communication, rebuilding relationships through listening to one another. All of destruction happens through not listening, not hearing, starting with the Tower of Babel when no one could understand each other. And our inner temples are destroyed this month with the destruction of the temple at large. And now we're rebuilding our temples through the sense of listening. So thank you so much for practicing. And I'd like to meet at the screen for anyone who's still with me.